So yesterday, I tried to be a responsible adult and fix the wobbly chair in my apartment. Simple job. 2 screws. 15 minutes, tops. But no. Apparently my chair had other plans. The moment I flip it over, one of the screws falls out, rolls across the floor, bounces off the wall like it's doing parkour, and disappears straight into the air vent. Gone forever. I'm already annoyed, but I figure I'll just tilt the chair, test it, make sure it's still stable. So I sit, and that's when the whole chair collapses like it's been waiting for this moment its entire life. I go flying backward, knock into the lamp. The lamp hits the plant hits the cat hits me, and suddenly it's a full-blown action movie in my living room. The cat is screaming. I'm screaming. The chair is somehow still wobbling even though it's in pieces. My neighbor hears the chaos and knocks on the door like, "Are you okay?" And I have to explain, while lying on the floor, that I just lost a fight to a piece of furniture. He looks at the broken chair, looks at me, and goes, "Bro, just buy a new one." And honestly, yeah, he's right. 2 weeks ago, my phone started doing this weird thing. Every night at exactly 1:11 a.m., it would vibrate, one short buzz, like a notification. But nothing ever showed up. No messages. No alerts. Nothing. I thought it was a glitch. Until the 4th night. At 1:11 a.m., my phone buzzed again. But this time, the screen lit up with a new contact I swear I never added. The name said, "Open the door." I almost threw my phone across the room. I blocked the number, deleted it, restarted my phone. Next night, 1:11 a.m. The buzz happens again. Same name, same message. Open the door. I worked up the courage to check the hallway camera footage from the building. At exactly 1:11, every night, there was a figure standing outside my apartment door. Not moving, not knocking, just waiting. I zoomed in. The face was blurred, like the camera couldn't process it. Last night, I decided to stay awake and watch the peephole. 1:11 hits. Buzz. I look. There's no one there. Hallway empty. Then my phone vibrates again, one more buzz. And the contact name changes right in front of me. It no longer says, "Open the door." It says, "Turn around." Last night, I found a note taped to my apartment door. No envelope. No handwriting. Just one sentence printed in plain black text. "Don't look for the second note." Creepy, right? So of course I start looking. I check the mailbox, the hallway, under the mat. Nothing. I spend an hour tearing apart my place trying to figure out who left it. Then around midnight, I hear a soft knock. Not on my door, on my window. I'm on the 4th floor. I pull the curtain back just a little, and there's another note stuck to the outside of the glass. Same font, same paper. I open the window and grab it. It says, "You shouldn't have looked." At this point, I'm done. I lock everything, turn off the lights, and try to sleep. But around 2 a.m., my phone buzzes with a notification from my smart camera in the living room. Motion detected. I open the feed and freeze. Someone is standing in the dark, right by my couch. And taped to their chest is a third note. Before the footage cuts to static, I can read just one word on it. Run. 2 days ago, my roommate asked if I'd been messing with the kitchen cabinet. I hadn't. But every morning for a week, the same cabinet was wide open. Not cracked. Not loose. Fully open. So last night, I set up my phone to record, just to prove it was faulty hinges or something. At 3:27 a.m., the cabinet door slowly swung open by itself. But that's not the part that scared me. It stayed open for 5 seconds. Then a glass slid from the back of the shelf to the front and stopped right at the edge, like someone pushed it and changed their mind. I'm freaking out watching the footage, so I scrub back to see if I missed anything. That's when I notice something even worse. Right before the cabinet opens, the camera catches a reflection in the microwave door, a shape standing behind me. I don't know how I didn't see it in real time, but in the reflection, it's tall, still, watching. And when the cabinet closes at the end, you can hear a whisper on the audio. One word, clear as day. So, last week, at exactly 2:14 a.m., every light in my apartment turned on at the same time. Not flickered, not glitched, full brightness. I thought maybe the power surged. Until I checked the breaker. Everything was normal. Then I noticed something strange. My bedroom door was open. I never sleep with it open. At this point, I'm thinking someone broke in. My heart's pounding. I grab the closest weapon, a mop, because my life choices are questionable, and I start checking every room. Everything looks untouched. Nothing is missing. Except every clock in my place. phone, microwave, stove. Now reads 2:15 a.m. All synced perfectly. Here's where it gets weird. The next morning, I'm telling my friend about it, and she asks, "Wait, what were you doing at 2:14?" I laugh and say, "Sleeping." She says, "No, you weren't." Then she shows me a screenshot from our security app, the one connected to the camera in the apartment hallway. At 2:14 a.m., my door opened, and I walked out. But I don't remember getting up. I don't remember leaving. I don't remember anything. And the part that still gives me chills? The camera never recorded me coming back in. 3 nights ago, something happened on my street that still doesn't make sense. I was walking home, and I noticed a phone lying in the middle of the sidewalk, screen cracked, flashlight on, still recording. When I picked it up, the video was pointed at the sky, like the person dropped it while running. And on the screen, the last 5 seconds showed something I can't explain. A shadow, human-shaped, moving across the rooftops. Not walking, not jumping, just gliding. I look around, suddenly feeling like someone's watching me. The street is empty. Too empty. Then the phone buzzes in my hand. A notification pops up. Owner is approaching. I freeze. I didn't touch anything. I didn't press anything. The flashlight on the phone flickers, and for a split second, I see a silhouette on the other end of the street. Tall, still, facing me. Then the phone buzzes again. Please return to owner. I set it on the ground and back away. The silhouette doesn't move until I turn the corner. When I look back, both the phone and the figure are gone. The only thing left was the notification history when I checked later. The last alert said, "Thank you for returning me." Okay, listen, this Thanksgiving, something happened in my neighborhood that I still don't have an explanation for. So every year, my neighbor Mr. Thompson puts up this giant inflatable turkey on his lawn. Like it's huge. It looks like it could file taxes. Anyway, 2 nights before Thanksgiving, I'm taking out the trash when I notice something weird. The turkey is gone. Completely gone. But here's the weird part. There are footprints. Massive ones. Leading away from his yard. I'm thinking he just deflated it or packed it up early. Until I hear this scream from across the street. It's Mr. Thompson yelling, "IT moved again." I look over, and he's pointing at the school parking lot down the block. And there it is, his giant inflatable turkey, standing straight up, floating across the pavement like it's escaping suburbia. We chase it like a couple of kids in a cartoon. Every time we get close, the wind picks it up and sends it rolling faster. We're diving, yelling, tripping over leaves, full chaos. Finally, it slams into the bike rack, and we tackle it like it's a Super Bowl play. When we drag it back, Mr. Thompson swears he's staking it down with actual chains this time. The next morning, Thanksgiving Day, I walk outside, and the turkey is gone. Again, no wind, no footprints, just the chains, snapped clean. I swear I'm not making this up. Last Thanksgiving, my family almost disowned me because of a turkey. Well, technically, because of what came out of it. So, my mom asked me to double-check the turkey before she put it in the oven. Easy, right? Just rinse it, pat it dry, done. So I reach inside to pull out that little bag of stuff you're supposed to take out. Except, there were 2 bags. One normal, one weird. It felt heavier. Like solid. I'm thinking maybe it's just extra giblets, or whatever. I'm not a turkey expert. So my family is sitting around the kitchen watching me because apparently this has become a spectator sport. I open the second bag, and inside is a set of car keys. Like actual keys. With a key fob. Everyone freezes. My uncle thinks it's a prank. My mom thinks we're being targeted. And my dad thinks it's a sign from the universe that he needs a new truck. We call the store. Turns out the turkey had been processed at the same station, where an employee had dropped their keys into the wrong bin. And somehow, they ended up inside our holiday turkey. The store gave us a refund, a new turkey, and a $50 gift card. But my dad? He still carries those keys around like they're a cursed artifact. 3 days ago, something happened I still can't explain. I was sitting on a bus, half asleep, when an old man in a faded blue jacket sat next to me and said, without even looking, "Don't miss your stop today." I told him I wasn't getting off anytime soon. He just shook his head and said, "Trust me." The bus kept moving, and then out of nowhere, I started getting this weird feeling in my chest, like I needed to stand up. I had no reason, no destination, nothing. But when the bus slowed at the next stop, something in me said, "Get off." So I did. The moment the doors closed behind me, I heard a sound I'll never forget: screeching brakes, metal twisting, people screaming. The bus I had been on seconds earlier was hit by a truck that ran a red light. I froze. The bus was destroyed. The seat I was sitting in wasn't even there anymore. Then I turned around to thank the old man. But he wasn't on the sidewalk. He wasn't in the crowd. And here's the part that still gives me chills. The security footage from the bus stop didn't show him getting off. It didn't show him at all. 2 minutes before my job interview, I realized I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. I'd brought the wrong laptop. Not my clean, professional one, the one filled with half-finished projects, random screenshots, and a desktop so messy it looked like the aftermath of a digital tornado. Panic hit. I opened the lid anyway, and the screen was black. Dead. I tapped it, shook it, begged it like it was a hostage negotiation. Nothing. So now I'm sitting in the lobby, heart pounding, thinking this is the moment my entire career ends, when suddenly a janitor passes by, glances at the laptop, and says, "Battery's loose." Happens all the time with that model. He flips it over, taps one corner, and the thing comes back to life like it's been resurrected. I walk into the interview trying to act normal even though I'm sweating like a guilty man in court. Halfway through, the CEO points to my background wallpaper, a picture I forgot about, and says, "You built that." It was a passion project I never planned to show anyone. By the end of the interview, they weren't asking if I wanted the job. They were asking how soon I could start. The moment I opened my fridge, I knew something was wrong. My leftovers were gone. Not eaten, missing. Then I heard it, tiny footsteps. I looked down and saw a meatball, my meatball, rolling across the floor like it had somewhere to be. I chased it. It dodged me. It rolled under the table, bounced off the wall, and dove straight into a mouse-sized sports car parked behind my toaster. Before I could process that, the meatball revved the engine. A meatball. In a convertible. It peeled out, shot across the counter, launched off a spoon like a ramp, and disappeared out the window yelling, "Freedom!" in a voice that sounded suspiciously like Morgan Freeman. I just stood there stunned. When the broccoli casserole poked its head out of the fridge and whispered, "You didn't see anything." And that's the story of why I don't cook anymore. Wait, don't blink. The sky just cracked open. That's what I said to my best friend Milo, as a thin glowing line split the afternoon clouds. Like someone unzipping the world. Birds froze midair. The wind paused. Even my heartbeat felt like it hit a loading screen. Then, from that glowing seam, a tiny purple toaster drifted out. Not a spaceship. Not an angel. A toaster. And it winked at us. Before we could question physics, reality, or our own sanity, the toaster fired a slice of bread at the ground. Boom, and the entire street turned into a chrome-plated maze. Houses folded into themselves like origami. Cars sprouted mechanical legs. And Milo screamed, "BRO, we're in a video game." A metallic voice echoed, "1 minute. One task. Don't get crumbed." Suddenly, bread missiles shot at us from every angle. Milo grabbed a trash can lid like a shield. I dove behind a mailbox that transformed into a rocket-powered hamster. We sprinted through corridors of shifting metal, dodging sourdough grenades, sliding under levitating bagels, and jumping over lava made of melted cheese. At the end of the maze stood the toaster, now 10 feet tall, glowing like a disco apocalypse. "Your final challenge," it boomed. A single toaster slot opened. Milo whispered, "Dude, I think it wants a high five." We both slapped the slot. Everything snapped back to normal. The toaster? Gone. The sky? Perfectly boring. But in my pocket, a warm slice of toast, engraved with 2 words. "See you." I was grabbing a midnight snack when my refrigerator sucked me inside and teleported me straight into a courtroom made entirely of waffles. A tiny judge made of butter slammed his syrup gavel and shouted, "You are charged with crimes against leftovers." Before I could speak, a slice of pizza rolled in on a stretcher and pointed at me. "This is the man who abandoned me for 3 weeks." The crowd gasped dramatically, especially the yogurt, who fainted. I tried to defend myself, but a squad of angry grapes tackled me, chanting, "Justice for the produce section." Suddenly, my broccoli lawyer appeared, adjusting his tiny tie. "Your Honor," he said confidently, "my client is innocent. He's just forgetful and mildly messy." The butter judge squinted at me. "Is this true?" I nodded. The pizza nodded. Even the yogurt, who had regained consciousness, nodded. The judge sighed. "Very well. I sentence you to." But before he finished, the freezer doors burst open and a gang of ice cubes slid in yelling. "The milkshake has escaped." Chaos exploded. Food everywhere started running, slipping, screaming. My refrigerator seized the moment, grabbed me, and yanked me back home. I landed on my kitchen floor, dazed, holding a court summons made of pancake. At the bottom, in syrupy handwriting, it said, "See you